everybody, welcome back to the Raw Food Muscle. I'm your host Santiago, and today I want to share some ideas on what you can do to grow your own greens. Now this is not as hard as it may seem. It's raining out here, but I don't care. I love the rain. I'm out here barefoot. That's what I do. So let me show you what I got going on right here. This is some dinosaur kale, and what I've done is, I usually try to use the square foot gardening method. But these I just kind of put side by side, and I just put 6 of them here, and I'm hoping that they'll do okay. And dinosaur kale is actually pretty easy to grow. If any of you guys know, any dark green is extremely nutritious. So you can have, dinosaur kale, curly kale, Swiss chard, spinach. Now I'm not sure if you guys remember, but all winter long I grew spinach through from the fall, winter, and the early spring. Now I already harvested the rest of it, but during that time I probably harvested about 4 times just clipping the leaves. Now once it's springtime, then they start to bolt, and then they go to seed from there. But anyway, I want to show you guys some of this stuff right here, and check out the lamb's quarters. The lamb's quarters are just growing all through here, and that's these little guys right here. Let me show you a little close-up of this leaf.
Whoa, where are you?
Oh, sorry. That's what the leaf looks like close up, and it's got that, some people call it, duck feet, but extremely nutritious. These are actually really high in protein. It actually has a lot more than spinach does. So, and it's free. They grow wild out here, and so if you live in the area that has a lot of weeds, especially lamb's quarters, definitely don't throw these things out. They're extremely nutritious. But let me show you guys my garden beds. All right, you guys, so over here in my garden beds, and what I've got here so far is I got a lot of curly kale. Now curly kale is, now I explained before that I use a square foot gardening method, and I think per square foot I have about 4 of them. But I mean, look how amazingly big these things got. I mean, and I use these for all of my shakes. I put them in my juices, my shakes, and they're just growing really good. So what I'm going to do is, it's getting close to harvesting. So what I do is I just come over here with my cutters, and I just cut them by the stem. And as you can see, not sure if you can see that, but I already have my tomato plants planted all through here. I have some peppers. I think those are yellow peppers.
And red peppers.
And red peppers. And now these I had transplanted because I kind of missed the ball. So if you think that it's too late to plant some stuff from seed, don't worry about it. If you go to some of your organic nurseries, or you just look around in your area, you might be able to find people that sell organic vegetables that you can plant right into the ground. And the greens are one of the things that I bought. I was like, ooh, I saw the curly kale there, and I knew it was a little bit too late to plant from seed. I did plant some to seed anyway, and so, but as you can see, these are the ones I planted from seed, and they're doing okay.
They take about 16 weeks.
Yeah,
they
take a long time to really get growing
before you transplant them.
And some of them had, because they're standing next to these, they're going to get, they're going to get covered up a little bit from the sun. So, and some of them are getting eaten up by the bugs. I'm not sure why they prefer the younger ones. I'm guessing they're just, the leaves are
low to the ground.
Low to the ground, maybe. I don't know, but that's the way it goes. But I got plenty over here to pick from, so that's what I'm going to do. All my tomatoes are heirloom, from heirloom seeds. I planted, started all these from seed, and I still do the Anastasia method. That's just something that I like to do. It's just my way of connecting with the plant itself, so that the plant can know who I am on a cell level, on the DNA level. And so if any of you guys really want to know more about Anastasia method, you got to get the book.
You can Google it, probably.
Google it. Yeah, I mean, it's really simple. Basically what you do is you take the seed, you put it under your tongue for about 9 minutes, barefoot, by where you're going to be planting it. And what I normally do, I take a few steps more than that. I go into a meditation state, almost connecting on on a conscious level with the seed, and kind of what I kind of do is almost go back and read the history of the seed, and the seed can read the history of me. I know I'm probably going a little bit too crazy with this, but that's just what I do. Okay,
deep, man. You're going deep.
You don't have to do this. You can just do the seed and plant it in the ground. You don't have to do all this stuff, but that's just something I like to do. But so let me show you some of the other stuff we got over here. And this is another lamb's quarters drawing, but over here we have 2 eggplants, and this is all going to be cut. So I'm not. At first, I just planted these a couple of days ago, actually yesterday, and I started these from seed also. Now you want to be careful with where you're positioning things in compared to where the sun is. So the sun is in this direction. So now this is all going to be cut down. Probably tomorrow when it just stops raining, or maybe today, I don't know. So that way this gets plenty of sun exposure. These beds get a lot of southern exposure, so I try to make sure that I position things according to height and how tall they're going to grow. So if you're having like tomatoes, for example, you don't want to have them blocking your whole entire the rest of their crop if it's not high enough to get that sun. So something to kind of keep in mind when you're trying to find the right position to plant certain plants that are going to be growing really big. So over here we have more tomatoes all down the line. All together, I probably have between here and the front, probably have about 25 different tomato plants, all from heirloom seeds. These are 2 little basils that I planted also from seed. This one's from seed. This one I bought at the store. And these are more eggplants. And over here we have beets. And anything else?
A couple carrots.
Carrots
are so cheap to buy that beets are expensive, so I decided to grow a whole bunch of beets.
Okay.
And juice them. And we also have cilantro next to the basil.
Yeah. And one thing I did forget to mention, you guys, over here we planted a whole bunch of beets too. Yeah. In that one big empty area, those are all beets throughout there.
And a watermelon. Is it watermelon?
Yeah,
sugar baby?
Is it watermelon or cucumber?
We'll figure it out when it grows. That's how it goes in our
I know.
in our garden.
And over here we have some.
Those are the eggplants.
Those are the eggplants. Yeah. And it's funny because this is an actual beehive, and we have quite a few of them this year, which I'll probably be showing you where their main hive is. And something that I was planning on doing this year was to start my own beehive. I already bought the container for it, and I was calling to order the bees because I think they were going to be coming from Italy, and I was going to put it in my backyard, but Kathy was like, no, it's too, we don't have that much of a yard space in the back because we're a little bit concerned about our kids. So then I was offered to put the hive at our local organic, well, it's supposed to be organic, but they have a community garden over there and some locations that in
our local park.
Yeah, in our local park. Now the only problem with that is that it's a couple of miles away. That's one, and I really wanted to have bees right in my yard so they can pollinate all of my fruits and
exactly naturally.
And it came naturally because I didn't want to do it over there because one, it was too far, and two, I just really wanted the bees here close to my home. So but I didn't do it, but they came anyway. I was thinking about it. They heard my call, and there's a whole bunch of them.
Oh my gosh.
I'll have to show you guys that, so I'm glad about that. And over here we have the zucchinis. Yeah, these are zucchinis. And now with zucchinis, you got to make sure you give them enough space because these guys will just grow huge.
Yeah.
And one thing that I want to make sure I pay attention to this year is to cut them a little early. I think last year one of my plants I let them kind of grow too much, and the zucchini got like this big. It was really huge, and the problem with that is that it's great for that one zucchini, but it takes out all the energy and makes it hard for that to reproduce again. So when you cut them short and small, reasonable size, I don't know, 6 to 8 inches or somewhere around there, and then that way it can reproduce again. Okay. And over here at the end we have cucumbers. Those are all cucumbers, and so I'm really hoping to get a good crop this year. With
we also have cantaloupe somewhere.
Yeah, we have one cantaloupe.
Well,
actually, two cantaloupes in the back.
We have two cantaloupes here. I forgot about that. Yeah, somewhere in the middle.
And actually, the two watermelons in the back by the old strawberry patch. Yeah, sugar babies.
Oh, and banana, pink. What are they called? Pink banana pumpkins.
Oh,
those
yeah.
Fungus
yeah,
pumpkins.
pink banana pumpkins. They're huge.
I can't see your hands.
Like this big.
They're huge.
We got them last year from our local farmers market, and
we harvested the seeds.
We harvested. No, we didn't harvest those seeds because he wasn't.
Well, yeah, we did, but they weren't organic.
Yeah, they weren't.
We found some that are organic.
Yeah, we found some that were heirloom seeds.
Oh yeah, heirloom. That's right.
And so that's what I really try to emphasize this year, was to do everything from heirloom. And so, you know, trying to find those seeds was not an easy thing to do, and I'm actually trying to communicate now with and create our own local seed bank here in our community for anyone who's willing to share seeds. And I have a huge bag of lamb's quarters that I harvested last year. So anyway, guys, we got somebody looking through the window. It's easy not for him to come out here because it's raining, so you know he's not big.
He said, "Stay in the house."
Yeah. So, in case you guys are wondering what that is actually a grapevine that I had transplanted. It was behind my deck, and it wasn't getting enough sun. So I went ahead and transplanted this over here, which isn't the best spot. But you know what? It's too late now. It's already doing its thing. So I'm gonna wait until the winter time and move them to a better location.
Do they have any little guys on them?
I don't see any.
The one
right
on the
now.
front does.
Yeah, we have one up front that's really already got his the grapes are starting to grow.
Oh,
so yeah, I don't see any right now.
Let's show them the other ones.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So this is another grapevine that I put out front of my yard. And this is actually, these are table grapes, by the way. These aren't wine grapes. And this is actually green grapes. The ones we have out back are red flames.
Yeah.
And they're like the purplish,
reddish.
You know, reddish kind of color. You usually find them in all of your grocery stores. But over here, this is the green one. And let me see. You can see the grapes already starting to grow, and they're babies right now. But this is how they start off first. And I already pruned them back. There's a whole, you know, method of how to prune these things so that they grow its fruit the right way. But as you can see, I kind of pulled them around the light here and then pulled them back down. I don't have, you know, a whole lot of space, but I'm, you know, we do have a, you know, I don't know, probably like almost half an acre. So
the house takes up a lot of
yeah, the house takes up a lot of the space. So. And the other thing is a lot of people in my community, yeah, the driveway. We don't need a driveway. We need more grass. No,
not
grass.
Not grass.
But soil. But yeah, a lot of people in the community. This is a beautiful community. A lot of big trees, and a lot of people always tell me that they have a hard time growing things because of the shade. There's a lot of shade, and so I'm a really big supporter of being more flexible on you know, people should be able to grow, you know, food in their front lawns, and it could be nice looking. It doesn't have to be, you know, a big huge, you know, bunch of food all over your front yard, although I wouldn't mind that. But I know people are like, well, you know, it doesn't look presentable. You know, I'm like, presentable? What is that? We need food, people, you know. So I mean, and the taste of all the food that you're growing in your home, you know, because one, you can control all the nutrients that you're putting into it. You don't have to worry about the pesticides, the fertilizers, you know, everything is done naturally. And it's so funny because people have told me so many times that, you know, they've been doing growing their own food using fertilizers from the chemical factory, you know, and it's worked for years and years and years. And you know, why mess with something that works? I'm like, I understand it looks big and all that, but you know, what are you getting out of that? And think about the chemicals that you're ingesting when you're eating that fruit or that vegetable. And you know, just because it's bigger doesn't mean it's necessarily better. You know, I mean, it's just one of those things that, you know, people are kind of still stuck in the old train of thought. I don't want to say old train of thought, because really the old train of thought is the original organic way.
Right.
So I guess you could kind of say that, you know, just everyone's different, and I guess people have their habits of doing things before, you know, with using chemicals. But I think now we're at a time where it's so essential for us, for our health, for ourselves and our children, to grow things organically. Okay.
Escapee.
All right, guys, I gotta wrap this up because I got my little one over here. You want to say hi, buddy? Say hi. Say hi. All right, guys, that's it. I'll see you guys next time on the Raw Food Muscle.